Hello everyone, and you join us here today in the all-new 2026 Audi Q3, and this is a pretty radical departure from the previous generation Q3. It's a little bit bigger, it's got more power, it's got wild new technology in here, and it drives better and handles better than ever before. We're going to go take this out on a drive in just a second, but if you haven't, definitely go watch our full tour and review for all of that information. But in this, we're going to talk about its driving characteristics and what it's like to live with on a day-to-day basis. So hopping in the all-new Audi Q3, we have our start-stop button down here. Everything comes to life to you pretty quickly, and you're going to notice quite a lot of things off the bat, especially this crazy curved digital cluster in front of us. We have this new Audi steering wheel and this pretty wild new stock situation here for our gear selectors over here, as well as our entire turn stalks and windshield wipers. It's actually quite innovative, and I actually really like it, but we'll get to that in just a second here. As you can see, we have a pretty extensive 360 camera system as well. We can extend out the cameras. They should turn usually with the steering wheel, I've noticed in some cases, which is pretty cool. We also have a few other things here. We can do a parking assist here, so we can do parking assist to get you in and out of space. We can do a reverse assist so we can follow a path as well. Really cool stuff here. It's very similar to what BMW did in their camera systems quite a while ago. Kind of cool to see how Audi is kind of taking that over now. We have a few different drive modes as well: individual, dynamic, comfort, and off-road plus. We can see each of those kind of changes up our gauge cluster a little bit and the tuning of this vehicle. Well, let's head off into drive. We'll turn our interesting stock over here, pop it into drive. Pretty cool. And let's head off. Open up our sunshade here, a touch slider for that. Now, this new Q3 does have a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox now, and we have up to like over 250 horsepower. It's pretty potent of an overall package now. I believe it's one of the most powerful standard vehicles in its class right now, which is pretty impressive to see. And we'll start off around town here in comfort mode. Turn on our turn indicator there with this new stock. We're also getting a new progressive steering rack system. So off center, the steering rack is actually pretty stiff, and well, not that it's necessarily stiff, but there's a little bit more weight than you may be expecting here, especially if you're coming from the last generation Audi Q3. That steering was a little bit on the lighter side. This one has stiffened up a little bit now. So you definitely have some improved overall handling characteristics in this new Audi Q3, which I think is always a plus. Now, this one's riding on the largest 20-inch wheel option. You can go down a few sizes for wheel options if you would like. If you want a little bit more of a comfort-oriented ride, we'll hit a scroll there. Gladly made it. If you want a little bit more of a comfort-oriented ride, I would potentially consider going for the smaller wheel options, just because I think these 20s may look great, but they do let in a little more bumps than I was expecting with this a little bit more low-profile Bridgestone Toronto tire we're running on this Q3. We don't have any sort of adaptive suspension system on this Q3 in the United States market. I believe the European markets actually get a totally different suspension system. With that, our market is a little bit more sporty tuned versus comfort tuned. So I guess that's what our market likes. But in the end of the day, that all means better handling characteristics. So if you live in an area like where I do, where it's covered in bumps and potholes and broken pavement, you'll feel it a little bit more than you may expect, even though this car generally is really comfortable on smooth pavement, and generally is actually really quiet as well. We do have auto stop start, which is honestly so seamless. I don't even know it activates most of the time. It doesn't really interrupt anything in the vehicle as well, which is really great. Brake pedal is a little funky, I would say. That's the only like real, I wouldn't say downside, but something you're definitely gonna have to learn in this new Q3. It's very firm of overall pedal travel, and the bite is an interesting point of coming down to like full brake force here. So I've gotten used to it over this week, but it definitely took a few days to kind of adjust to. We're gonna pop out onto the highway here. We'll pop it into dynamic mode. Automatically puts our 7-speed transmission dual clutch into sport transmission mode as well. And again, this thing is quick. It is not slow. And the upshifts in the 7-speed are fantastic. I love that, you know, really aggressive gear change. You get some actual like feedback as a driver. You kind of feel the gear change. It feels very sporty, very dynamic. And in that aspect, I wish we had the S-Line steering wheel that I believe the European market gets. And this is an S-Line Q3. We don't get the S-Line steering wheel, which is a little disappointing to me. I think that would have been a nice addition here. To make this a little more sporty feeling, even though we just get this regular, interestingly spoked steering wheel here. We do get paddle shifters. We'll try that out right now, hopefully when the light changes. But yeah, the upshifts on this all-new 7-speed are sharp and dynamic. I really like that. And you can go into individual here and customize your drive modes if you would like. Not too much adjustment there, but I would love to see a SQ3 if they would consider making that. I think that would be a hot seller here in the US market. I think it'd be really cool to see. Now, we also do have the return of Audi's iconic virtual cockpit. So we have our full kind of safety system view here. We had a one singular gauge cluster view, and we have the return of the mapping system finally. The 2025 Audis we reviewed on the channel did not have this, and it was a very different software layout, so this is a big improvement here. Wow. Okay, those upshifts are crazy. That's one of the benefits of a dual clutch, is the upshifts are nuts. This one, well, downshifts aren't too bad. Yeah, the upshifts are still incredibly rapid though. So sometimes a little lazy downshift, rapid upshifts at all times. So really nice, impressive performance from this dual clutch in the manual mode. We can pop it back into drive here. We pop it back into comfort mode. It'll take it out of sport transmission. We could also put the sport transmission in any drive mode as well, just on this gear selector here. This thing's fun to drive, I have to say. It handles really well. It feels like a go-kart almost. It really reminds me of almost like a John Cooper Works Minis in terms of its handling, but way more comfort-oriented focus on the suspension side, while also being a little bit stiff. It's quite fun. It's pretty light of a vehicle as well in its class. It's around like 3,900 pounds. And this new progressive steering, you know, it may take a little bit of getting used to it first if you're not used to this, you know, different change in like steering ratio, the variable ratio throughout. It's cool. I actually really like it. And, you know, in parking lot situations, you can get a really sharp turning radius without turning your wheel too many times. And off center as a driver, going around a corner in this new Q3, you feel like you can really push some speed, and it feels stable. Body control, body lean, all of that's really well in check. You know, at the end of the day, this is the Volkswagen Group MQB Evo architecture here, but that all means it's based around the best vehicle, the most iconic vehicle they've had is the Golf in that platform, and that's made its way throughout many iterations up until now. So it's been tested on the Nürburgring, all that fun stuff. So it has that handling characteristics baked in, but way more than ever before. This is a much more sharper, more dynamic handling vehicle, I've noticed at least, than the last generation Q3. Again, really super seamless auto stop start, which I really do like a lot. And you get some really cool turbo whooshes coming from this vehicle, especially if you open the windows. It's one of the louder turbo whooshes and just like air flowing sounds. I really actually quite like that a lot. They've added some character to this whole powertrain. I really appreciate what Audi is doing here. Now, I would say this week, I've only experienced maybe 1 or 2 times that dual clutch kind of stuttering situation at low speeds. I think once was on stop and go traffic on the highway, and once was around town. I think I was just driving a little funky, but what I mean is, you know, dual clutches, I'm pretty sure this is a wet dual clutch, so that's a good thing for, you know, more dailyable driving usage. You kind of have that a little bit of that jerky, slipping feeling at low speeds if you're kind of coasting a little bit. I guess it's a little bit more customary in a dual clutch to come to a full stop instead of coasting, but this should be a day-to-day, everyone style transmission, so that isn't a super common thing, and it may not bother everyone, but in all honesty, I've experienced a similar sort of thing in some modern torque converter automatics, so it may just be a characteristic of some gearboxes. Definitely not a deal breaker though. Now, we do have some other adjustments here on our digital cluster. We can actually pop open these side panels here so we can see we have a few other side panels we can open up here and scroll through, so we can see our trip computer here as well. Not a lot of configurability and a lot of information here. You can make this go away, as you can just see right there, and then you'll just have this one center cluster here. And of course, we do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability. I have, as you can see here, had some issues with Apple CarPlay connectivity this week via wireless CarPlay. It's just a little funky. I'm not too sure what's going on. I've reset my phone multiple times and even turned the car on and off and disconnected the phone a few times, and I still have this issue. Even when it was plugged in with the cord, via the cord in here, my phone is not even charging on the wireless charger. So that's just been one little software quirk I've had this week. So other than that, I really haven't had any too major issues, which is great. But it works fine when it does work, and Waze and Apple Maps will project into my Audi virtual cockpit here, which I think is a wonderful feature. Visibility is also really great out of this new Q3. I have a really high driving position, which I honestly wasn't expecting from getting out of the SQ6 Sportback e-tron and the A6 e-tron Sportback. I know those names are a little crazy to remember, but I remember those have this screen was a little bit higher for me, and I felt me as a driver was sitting a little bit lower. This one, I really feel like I'm sitting above absolutely everything in the vehicle, and I kind of have to look down a little bit actually at these screens to kind of get a better sense of what's going on in the actual car. But that was just one thing I noted this week. We do have great physical buttons over here for our light controls over here. So we have auto light controls, we have front fog light controls here. We're also getting great buttons, physical buttons over here for our seat controls, and physical buttons for our window controls here. So we don't have that little digital virtual button over here anymore as well, which is great. They also redesigned our cruise control stock over here to kind of be a little bit more in line with this new style turn indicator stock over here as well, which is great. And you know, this is interesting because we have the new software in here, but we don't have the new steering wheel controls. So in the newer Audis, we actually have steering wheel controls that have physical scroll wheels in the actual center of the steering wheel. This one gets the older style steering wheel, but the new interior controls. So it's an interesting, I wouldn't say mishmash of some components of the newer Audis, but it's definitely not the most, you know, linear amount of components throughout the lineup. I am glad though that they have kept a lot of physical hard buttons in this Audi. I think that's a fantastic thing. We all really appreciate that at the end of the day. So I'm glad we still have that here. We'll open up our cool virtual kind of view cluster over here, so it sees all the vehicles around you, which is pretty nice. And we have a really great adaptive cruise control system on this Q3, and we activate it on this lower left hand stalk over here still. So pull it towards us, and we are activated just like that. We can adjust our speed by increments of 5 by pushing all the way up. If you do a short press, you can do increments of 1 mile per hour as well, which is nice. And this one has lane change assist. It's a little silly feature here, but you do a short press on your turn indicator there, make sure your lane is clear, as even though it's checking as well, and it will do an auto lane adjustment there for you, which is great. You do have to have your hands on the steering wheel though, and pay attention to the road in front of you, otherwise it will cancel itself out there. But it does work. It's a little bit of a gimmick, but if you are on a long road trip and you don't want to change lanes yourself, you can do so via the stalk here. We'll do it one more time. Doesn't want to do it right now. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's kind of been my experience this week with this particular system. But it will give us an opportunity to show us our reversing cameras here and see how good they are. So as you see, we're coming to a stop here. Pretty good trajectory view, and I can make it much wider as well if it's not, oh, I guess it's not working right there, but a pretty good view, I would say. Oh, now it's turning. There we go. So you can see the camera is actually turning around me right there, which is pretty cool to see. Our 360 view coming up as well. We get pretty close to the curbs here in this Audi, so if you can see, we can kind of highlight our specific wheels, actually, both front and rear, so you never can really curb your wheels in this all-new Q3, which is pretty nice. And we're right in the spot just like that. And we'll kind of demo this exit assist here. So if I am in a spot now and I want to get out of a spot, maybe there's really tight cars there, I can press this exit assist button here, and it should be able to just pull me out. Now, it knows there's no car in front of me, so it's like, hey, you can get out of here easy enough, but normally it will kind of offer 2 different areas there to get out here. So over the course of this week, I have to say, this Q3 Q3 has been really cool to live with. It's been a little bit of a learning experience overall. Some interesting new tech to kind of get used to, even though this whole system is generally pretty quick and easy and snappy to use. It's still a little bit of a learning curve with some stuff here and there. And the voice assistant's pretty good. So I could say, hey, Audi, turn on the air conditioning.
I am turning on the climate control.
Awesome. And I'll just turn on my high beams here for you for a second so you can see the interior lighting. Hey, Audi, change the interior light color to red.
Okay, I am setting this color.
And get this, watch this. Hey, Audi, how do I use the windshield wipers?
Press the button to the first level for a single wiper. Hold it for the wiper change position. Turn the rotary switch to off, auto, low, or high for different wiping modes. Avoid moving wipers when folded up to prevent damage. Because of the risk of injury, please check the lights and vision windshield wipers chapter in the...
Okay, that's enough, Audi. But as you can see, there's some pretty cool stuff going on here with this really smart virtual assistant, and it kind of can learn stuff about you as well. But overall, like I mentioned, this has been a pretty cool week with the Audi Q3, learning it, living with it. It's spacious, it's peppy, it's powerful. I would say it's a pretty good value now in this new generation. You get a lot more overall general features as well, I would say. But definitely check it out if you're considering a smaller vehicle in this class. If you don't want something as large as an Audi Q5, for example, this is a pretty good offering nowadays. A lot of great tech, again, a lot of great space, and a lot of cool features, and I think it looks really sharp from the exterior. Let's wrap up this video here, and again, thank you guys for joining me on yet another full drive and review of a new vehicle over at Allcarnews, and definitely subscribe to stay tuned for more. Cheers.